Welcome back to the Wandcast, the chapter-by-chapter reread of the Harry Potter series with an agreeable amount of craft brew on the side.
Yes.
I am Aaron, and I'm here with my two favorite Hufflepuffs, Nate and Jade. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
How'd he do?
D.
That took 10 seconds. We're already off.
Hey. Oh, yeah. No, we're not done yet. Keep going.
Well, yeah, on this episode, we are smoking our way into Chapter 8 of Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Flight of the Fat Lady.
At least coming in hot. That's for sure.
You know, before we get into this chapter, I think we may not need to say anything about it because it might be very evident on the other end of this podcast.
What are you thinking, Jade? What are you talking about?
Things have changed since the last time we recorded.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
There's a chance that maybe I don't know if we'll sound a little different.
Hopefully we sound better.
Better?
Like butter.
Better?
Butter.
Like
butter,
warm
better
ear
butter.
butter.
Better.
God, I hope
Yeah,
so.
no,
Because
we
it's
got
been a
some-
long fucking road. But we're here with new equipment, and I just wanted to be like, hey, thanks, patrons, because this is all thanks to you.
Was that pun intended? It's been a long road. 'Cause it's road.
Oh.
Oh. Wow. I guess we could just a little bit.
Yeah, let's talk about it a little bit.
The mixer we got is a wonderful piece of equipment.
So
and
nice.
again, I cannot thank the patrons enough. We got ourselves a Rodecaster Pro 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mixer. It can do all sorts of really cool things with audio, fully customizable to do pretty much anything. However,
How many Rodecaster Pro 2s did we get, Nate?
this is currently my fourth Rodecaster Pro 2. I tried, you know what? I tried to be smart with the money and I got an open box kind of a deal. That one didn't work out, so I had to get a return. That one also didn't work out. So then we went to a big box store and bought a brand new one. And that one didn't work out. So then I had to get a return. And so I'm on the fourth one now. It works properly.
Yes, finally.
And we can do some really cool fucking things with this mixer.
Yeah.
Including just right now, we were just able to listen to the music in real time along with the music playing that you guys heard.
Yeah. Normally
and that
that's
just helps the whole vibe of the room, man. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
It's a
and we have new
wonderful thing.
mics and new mic stands, and everything's different. So that's all. I just wanted to make a commentary on how we might sound way fucking different. Hopefully we do in a good way. And yeah, it's cool.
It is very cool.
Yeah. A lot of fun toys, and that means nothing but good things for you all now.
But also there was a halt because of that.
There was roughly 3 weeks of dead time of just like waiting for stuff to ship from one place to another. It was a bit frustrating on our end. But yeah, we finally got it figured out. And I think it's safe to say that we will all agree this equipment is good. Everyone else can also agree that Defense Against the Dark Arts with Professor Lupin is the best.
Well, I don't know if they've tried a Rodecaster Pro 2.
Just hopping on that segue there, bud.
Can't really stop anything. You could probably huck it at somebody.
Well, I mean, I think it would block us a jinx once.
Yeah, once. Right, exactly.
Yeah, I think it could.
You're probably not just walking around with two of these things. So.
No, I think ideally you want something that's repeatable. So I'm not sure actually that the road is better than Defense Against the Dark Arts, Nate. I'm sorry.
No, okay. All right. You know what? I concede.
I think, and the other thing is I think you want to jump on board because really the only person who doesn't like Defense Against the Dark Arts with Professor Lupin is Malfoy, because he says that Lupin dresses like one of their old house elves, like Dobby.
Well, then dress that fucker better, Malfoy.
Well, he can't. Dobby isn't with him anymore.
That's
also just speaks to your asshole. Like, judgy piece of shit.
Yeah. So what if someone's balling on a budget? That shouldn't matter.
That's okay.
Yeah, shut up. So you'd be on Malfoy's side if you're not with everyone else thinking that Defense Against the Dark Arts is good. So
no, I'm all in with Defense of the Dark Arts being a good thing. I just think, they should take care of their Defense Against the Dark Arts.
Defense of the Dark Arts?
Yeah.
What? You're of the Defense of the Dark Arts?
I don't know that my bad.
Imperio? Great. Love that curse. Finally, shit gets done around the house, No, we're not dealing with any of that. Okay, Defense Against the Dark Arts.
Yes.
And we're dealing with red caps. They are nasty little goblin-like creatures, and they lurk wherever there has been bloodshed.
Yeah, they're creepy little fuckers.
Yeah.
It doesn't say if they drink it or not.
No, it doesn't mention at all if they consume the blood, but they like the blood around them at least.
Yeah.
So whenever something bleeds, then they come out of the woodwork?
Yeah.
Where do they come from?
The other blood.
Do they come out of the blood?
They come out of the blood.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
Yeah, they go from the blood, and then when that starts drying up, they have to find the other blood.
I'm just back when I was a kid and had totally cut my finger once just to see how sharp a knife was. And then just the thought of don't cut your finger with that knife. There will be blood goblins and they will fucking take you away or something.
No, they like the blood because they wait for people who are lost. So they're trying to ambush people who are at these battlefields, dungeons.
Okay.
So I think they eat people.
Okay.
So they do eat blood.
They just follow people around then.
Yeah. Wonderful little things.
It's a good first day. Well, not first day, second day thing.
Yeah, we're Defense Against the Dark Arts here.
This is Dada.
Yeah. Well, it is, honestly, though, it's a little confusing. Because there's more magical creatures in Defense Against the Dark Arts this year, it seems like, than there's been in Care of Magical Creatures.
You go to Hagrid's class and you learn how to take care of it. And then you go to Lupin's class and you learn how to beat the shit out of it.
That's true. You wouldn't want to care for a dark creature.
Right.
To be fair, we haven't heard him actually describe how to beat any of them yet.
That's true.
He just describes them. And it's like, look at this thing. Ha!
Well, yeah, and they do. They as kind of classes progress here, we're not going day at a time here. We're doing a little bit of a fast forward. They also move on to kappas, and they look like scaly monkeys with webbed hands.
Yeah, and they just wait for you in the water to be around. It's they're just waiting for people to show up.
Yeah,
so they can fucking attack you. From in the water.
Yeah.
They're like piranhas, but they're monkeys.
And they're piranhas, but worse, because piranhas can't grab you.
And monkeys are stronger than people think they are.
Monkeys can be creepy, man.
Yeah, that's fucking horrifying.
Well, that's what I mean. Go look up that. It's it's a pretty famous picture, I think, at this point, as a meme, but the skinless chimp. Okay. Or sorry, not skinless. Furless. The furless chimp.
I don't know if I want to look up skinless chimp.
Yeah, the skinless one is terrifying. The furless chimp.
It's just it's a dude.
No, that's
like an old guy just hanging out naked in a field. Yeah. He's just like, why are you?
No, that's not it.
That's
but look at them. That's all muscle, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He is. So now
picture that with scales instead of skin and webbed fingers, and it's waiting for you every time you touch water.
Horrifying. I love water. I would never. I would shudder at a puddle on the road.
I'm out so quickly on that class. My boggart would turn into a kappa at this point.
The truth is that there's stuff in every big body of water that's pretty much like that.
Even small bodies of water, they'll get you. Sometimes if your bathtub is too deep, they will get you.
We need to move on. Otherwise, I'm never going to run the river ever again.
Public toilets?
And I will be sad.
Okay.
No, that's horrifying.
Yeah. Kappas are in there.
Oh, no.
All right. Well, maybe not everyone can agree with that, but everyone can agree that potions with Snape is the worst.
Everyone agrees.
Jade, that's copyright.
Sorry.
The whole Neville and Boggart story, that's for sure made its way all around the school, meaning back to Professor Snape.
Yeah, and Snape is in a shitty mood because of it, too.
Well, he's always in a shitty mood.
Well,
he's in a shittier mood. He's in an extra shitty mood.
He's doubly shitty because now, not only, people are talking about him, right? Mm-hmm. He is a quiet, dark, mysterious individual who, I mean, as it seems so far, guys, obviously an asshole, likes to keep to himself. Otherwise, he doesn't want people talking about him behind his back.
Yeah.
Secondly, he has kind of an intimidating thing going on about being a tough guy. He doesn't want to be seen in an old lady's dress where people are laughing at him. Like, everybody has seen him in a dress now and then laughed at him. Their grade was based upon the fact that they laughed at Snape in a dress.
Yeah.
He hates everybody at this school right now.
Specifically Neville. Other than Harry, maybe one of the worst potion makers in class. Well, no, Harry's not that bad, but he's not great either. Harry struggles in potions.
Yeah, because Snape's a dick.
I do think that the narrative that Snape is a consistent dick, especially to Gryffindors, he's more preferential to Slytherin, and the fact that he bullies specifically Neville and Harry. I feel like it should get brought up at some point to other teachers. I don't know. It's strange that all of the other staff at the school are either unaware or don't give a shit.
Yeah.
About Snape's inappropriate
I am full agree. The Ministry of Magic clearly does not oversee Hogwarts. Yeah. There needs to be a third party that is reviewing professors at Hogwarts. I love Dumbledore. I am, but I'm like Harry, where I question a lot of his decisions. And Snape is one of them. Snape, maybe he needs to be a teacher. Dumby, you need to keep him close to you, whatever. That man is straight up abusing children.
Yeah. Hey, you can't have open disdain for the students, guy. Like, come on, reel it in just a little bit. If you can't
have favorites, which, again, everyone has favorites, but, like, you clearly can't have outward favoritism because that would be a problem. The same goes for hate. You can't have outward favorite hate-isms of students. Like, no, this is horrible.
We all had shitty teachers, but that's ridiculous.
And, in kind of a different situation, but potentially a shitty teacher as well, at least Harry can agree that divination with Trelawney is the worst. Because Trelawney, so far, has kind of been a shitty professor as well at this point, but in a very different way than Snape.
Yeah.
She's just obsessed with looking at him with her enormous eyes and just filled with tears because she constantly just sees him dying or in mortal trouble.
She's just over dramatic every time she looks at it. You know that she not only like has her eyes filling with, she's also going, oh,
oh, Harry, Harry, my boy,
just playing it up every time. She sees him. Yeah.
Which, like, once or twice would be, whatever, funny or dramatic, but, like, every time.
Make your point and then let it lie.
Well, it kind of loses its luster.
And there's a couple students that also, like, started doing it, too.
Oh, yeah,
so, like, it gets to be a lot.
Lavender and Padma?
Parvati? I think Parvati
is Gryffindor, yes. See, I'm horrible with twins. That's, like, I have cousins that are twins, and I can't tell them apart. I'm one of my only family members that I know of that cannot tell them apart. And I've struggled with it all my life. I don't know. It must just be me, but that's why I got them mixed up. It wasn't for any other reason. It's just because of that.
Yeah. Okay.
We've had a lot of things we can agree on. Unfortunately, a lot of people agree that Care of Magical Creatures with Hagrid hasn't really been all that great.
He tamed it down after someone got hurt.
Hermione, I believe, mentions that it seems like Hagrid has just lost his confidence after the first lesson. So now they are dealing with flubber worms, which just don't even sound good.
He went hard the other way. Now, like, here's a fucking creature you can fly on, and that can really hurt you.
Half eagle, half horse.
And now, here's a little grub that you have to feed bits of lettuce to. That couldn't bite you even if it wanted to.
Oh, you have to feed them by poking the shredded lettuce down their throats.
Yeah.
So it's not even like, here, nibble it out of my hand. No. Everything about this. Ron even says, like, why would anyone bother looking after him? Just let him go. Who cares?
I would really enjoy if one of the trio had said something like, well, this is all Malfoy's fault because obviously Hagrid doesn't think we can handle cool animals anymore. So he's giving us baby animals because we can't be responsible with fucking hippogriffs because somebody here is a fucking idiot.
It's amazing that more kids at the school aren't like, hey, fuck you for fucking this all up, Malfoy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've talked about that. Like, I think Malfoy is just like a minor annoyance to the general Hogwarts population. Because everything is from Harry's perspective. And, you know, this is a pretty solid critique of Harry at this point. He's pretty unobservant of most of like anything that's not directly related to him.
Yeah.
Okay. So like to him, Malfoy is the worst. But like I mean, to Fred and George, Malfoy's just like a nit. Like he's just like whatever.
Just an annoying rich kid.
Yeah. But it seems like this type of instance would push Malfoy with everyone thinking more like Harry of like, Malfoy, what the fuck, dude? You single-handedly ruined a whole class.
For everyone.
Ravenclaws and Hufflepuff should be mad at him.
Yeah, at least we were going to be doing cool stuff before. Now we don't even get to do that.
Yeah, and everybody else was there and saw that Hagrid didn't do anything wrong in that situation.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, all the Slytherins are probably saying that Hagrid was horrible, and the Gryffindors are saying he's done great.
Yeah.
But whatever. Hey, that's not great. But what is great is October is on its way and Quidditch is back, baby. And look, it's the final year in Hogwarts for one Oliver Wood. This is his last chance for the cup. And, you know, he gives a quick team breakdown just to remind us all who's on the team. Surprisingly, over 3 years, there's no changes on this team.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the only team that didn't go through any changes for 3 years.
Well, he does talk about Harry during his speech saying, hey, we needed a seeker. We found one that is fucking bang on. Haven't had to worry about that since. But I thought it was funny because also during his speech, he mentions that Gryffindor has not won this thing in 7 years. Totaling the amount of time this kid has been playing for the team.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm not going to take shots at Oliver, but also...
little selfish here, my guy.
Those numbers line up. Is there a chance that maybe it's you?
Maybe we should have a better keeper. Maybe we should have held tryouts for keepers.
The guy who's supposed to stop people from scoring has never won a cup.
Like, okay, I don't know a lot about hockey, right? But I watched some, and I know that the goalies are a lot of times the fucking favorite because if you have a good goalie, your team is going to do well.
Usually, that statistically, yes.
It's a love-hate. Either you have a great goalie or you fucking hate your goalie.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, if you're losing.
Yeah, but you know what? Oliver Wood had that Scottish accent and he was real cute, so he had to stay on the team.
Yeah, he had the sexy factor.
Yeah.
That's important in high school sports.
I'm not sure how much you would still feel that if he upped your training sessions to 3 times a week. I'm thinking
that's what keeps him so hot, I guess. I don't know.
Well, that is what they get up to. They're now training 3 times a week, which here's something I was curious on. And maybe, you know, some of our non-American listeners can help out here. I had practice all throughout junior high and high school every day, 5 days a week. So the fact that he's upping the training sessions to 3, you just don't have to practice Quidditch?
Now, like, how long were your training sessions?
2 hours.
2 hours. Okay, maybe they're doing it like
all
fucking day.
I do think Quidditch is a longer season than any of the sports I played. Because I could play 3. There was 3 seasons: fall, winter, and spring.
Oh yeah.
Whereas there is only Quidditch that we know of, that we get told about. I feel like there might be some other sports going on, but we never hear about them.
I was thinking about the timeline for when Quidditch starts. And it just seems odd to me because they're out, like they're on brooms in the air, and we're starting in October.
Yeah, they go like it's apparently like October to March. It's something like that.
Yeah, like
outdoor sport on brooms in Europe, in Britain,
Scotland.
In Scotland, yes. I'm sorry.
In the snow? Like, why the fuck are we doing this?
Yeah, this should be a spring. This should be a fall sport. Pause for winter and then resume in the spring.
Yeah.
I mean, we were there in May outside later at night. It is chilly. But it's not so cold to where it wouldn't be a nice, enjoyable evening. You know what I mean?
What about a broom ride at 30 miles per hour?
But in May, that's better than fucking October, I would think.
Yeah.
Up in the air.
Yeah.
With nothing blocking anything.
Robes.
Oh, that would be very... you would need the robe.
I think you could bundle up a little bit, but yeah.
That wind's getting in all the cracks.
Yeah.
Man.
It gets everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah. This is a sport that should have been being practiced at home all summer. You come back ready to fucking play because we have a game in, 5 fucking days from the start of school. And that's just the way it fucking is because we only have a minimal amount of time because it gets fucking cold.
I don't like the cold. I think it's safe to say none of us here like the cold.
It is cold as shit here today.
Yeah.
And
I got a lot of snow today.
Much rather be warm.
I know of a way we can warm up.
I mean, what are you suggesting? I'll ask first.
Actually, I kind of want to know what you're suggesting. No, we can warm up by maybe having ourselves a little bit of a beer. And so I think we'll take a quick little break and we'll be back right after this. Hey, Naderade, what do you got for us to drink today?
Today we have cherry stout by Bill's Brewing Company from Comstock, Michigan. I don't know why I stumbled over that. Cherry stout gains its signature tartness from 100% Montmorency cherries grown in Michigan's Traverse City region. Rather than doubling up on sweetness, the tart cherry varietal used to brew this beer serves as a counterpoint to the warm, dark chocolate notes from the malt bill. Ooh. If you know what beer stuff is, then you know what I just said.
You basically
I didn't follow that.
The malt bill, like the bill of a duck?
I think so, 100%, Jade. That's so absolutely.
Well, now I'm just curious. I take it right back. That's delicious.
That is a nice little cherry flavor in there.
And it is tart, like they say, but it's not like overbearing, so it's not extra bitter. I think this is fantastic.
I feel like I'm not getting a ton of the chocolate. I am getting some, but I feel like this is more like instead of rich dark chocolate with tart cherries, it's tart cherries with rich dark chocolate.
I fucking love this beer.
I actually like it a lot. I've had chocolate strawberry type beer before that I did not care for because it was very artificial tasting. This is very much like a natural fruit flavor.
Yeah.
And it's not too overpowering to where I'm like, oh, that's too sweet.
I am going to give this beer 8 duck bills out of 10.
Oh, because of the bill.
Like,
okay.
There's not going to be a ton above this. What are you thinking?
I think like 8.
Ooh, okay. Nate?
I'm at 9 cherries, my man.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good beer overall.
Best one we've had today so far.
I think this is a beer that I am going to be very happy drinking while we continue to discuss this chapter. Let's go ahead and do that. And we're back. And this time, we're in the common room. And there's an excited buzz about because we find out that the first Hogsmeade visit is at the end of October on Halloween. Harry's all bummed out. Hermione and Ron argue if Harry should try to find a way to go because Hermione, in a giant surprise to everyone, is saying that Harry should not try to go to Hogsmeade. And Ron, in another shocker, is full advocate for you should find a way to go to Hogsmeade.
He also makes a good point about there being like Dementors and shit there.
Like the Dementors aren't there to protect just Harry. They're there to protect all of the students.
Yeah.
The whole argument quickly devolves into them arguing about their pets because Crookshanks eventually pounces and Ron thinks that Crookshanks heard him say that Scabbers was in his bag.
I think Hermione is being a shitty pet owner. 100%.
Okay.
I think Ron is right to feel concern for his rat, especially where a new cat is concerned. I think her cat should be able to go wherever it pleases. But if your pet keeps attacking someone else's pet, you need to keep them separated.
And this is not the first time Crookshanks has pounced.
Right.
It'd be one thing if this was the first time. Crookshanks is a repeat offender.
Yeah, it's expected when they're together at this point. That's not a good situation.
I mean, I'll say a couple things. Number one, Scabbers looks super shitty. Like he's skin and bones, which should make me sad because of our recent situation.
It's sad.
Okay, when our cat first met the rats, it was like super nerve-wracking, right? Oh no, they're gonna hate each other, whatever. Now Puck, he still likes the smell of them or is like intrigued, but he's not fucking with those rats. They're big. It is a rodent. They do have a propensity to do this, but normal rats are pretty fucking big.
Yeah, it's prey, but it can also hurt you.
Yeah, it can fuck you up.
So
it's your job to just be like, hey, I'm sorry. It is their natural inclination to do this, but I'm going to do my best to prevent it. And grab him whenever I think he's lurching and be like, no, probably don't. Okay, bud? That's my thoughts.
Hermione, you lived in a 1-bedroom apartment. Crookshanks can do whatever it wants.
Yeah. When I bring my rat to your house and you have a cat, my rat will stay.
As a responsible pet owner.
Yeah, I don't introduce a problem to the situation.
If I know that my cat couldn't deal with the rat, the cat's going to be in a room for a little while. I'll throw some catnip down. Okay. Yeah. I'll crack a window. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I won't like it, but it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
But also
give it extra treats later.
Not only a good pet owner, like she's not being a good friend.
Okay, I was just curious. Yeah. I had a feeling we were all gonna agree. But this comes up later, which is a very conflicting thing with one of our other favorite characters.
Okay,
so we will come back to this. But this argument leads to Ron obviously being in a pretty bad mood. And even throughout herbology, they're all working together, like at the same table. And Ron will talk to Harry and then Hermione will talk to Harry. But no Ron to Hermione talk.
Yeah.
So
a little quiet on that front.
I know I've been in that situation before. Like I could think back to like I've gone like weeks at school doing this. So like I could relate. It was never that bad. It was just awkward as fuck.
Well, when you do the teacher, can you tell Mrs. Johnson I do not know the answer to that question?
Well, and also, like we were just saying, the issue becomes bigger than just, the pet problem. It becomes how you dealt with that. Like, you're dealing with me in this way because of the pet issue. And now I think you're an asshole at your core, kind of. Like, you start really questioning people's, like, how they work.
It was just a small pet owner issue, and now it's a friend issue.
Yeah.
It's like, we're not friends now because this is what's happened. They got Transfiguration next, and Harry is thinking that he is going to ask McGee about Hogsmeade. He's just not sure how it's going to happen. Lavender starts crying, and we find out that her rabbit, Binky, was killed by a fox. Trelawney predicted that this was going to happen. She told Lavender that the thing you are dreading is going to hap on the 16th of October.
Will hap?
It will hap.
Okay, yeah. So we had a whole conversation about Trelawney and her like validity as a seer kind of a thing back and forth. And then there's a couple of things that can't really be explained, but they're so minor that, man, it could have been a guess. And fucking Hermione is my hero.
In
her skepticism.
Okay.
I love it so much.
Let's get into this because
bad pet owner.
I disagree.
10 out of 10 on the sass.
I disagree on this one. So let's get to this. So Hermione does in fact become a skeptic. And she goes, wait, so you were dreading Binky being killed by a fox? And Lavender says no. And then she goes, oh, well, was Binky an old rabbit?
Yeah, you must be expecting him to die soon. So you've been dreading this.
And Lavender says, no, he was a baby. And so she says, why would you dread him dying?
Right.
But then Hermione goes, well, let's look at it logically. And I don't know if I've ever heard the phrase, look at it logically.
Yeah.
And then whatever the discussion was hasn't turned into an argument immediately after that.
Weirdly illogical frame of
Hey, can you do the dishes? Well, honey, let's look at it logically.
Yeah.
That's not going to be a cool discussion. That's an argument. I think this leads back to Hermione being so shitty of a pet owner. Like, are you skeptical about this? That's cool. That's fine. Not fucking right now, though.
Yeah.
She is allowed to grieve for a little bit, Hermione.
That's true. She is being fucking cold at the loss of a pet.
I love that. I mean, you have it in the note here that Ron is the one that brings it up. That she's not wrong. She's just an asshole.
Yeah. Exactly.
I like that because she has called Ron out for having the emotional intelligence of a teaspoon.
Yes. Yeah.
Really? Seems like somebody else has a little bit less emotional intelligence in this moment. Also, real quick, back to pet ownership. Where was the rabbit that a fox got it?
It had to have been in an outdoor pen house of some kind.
Yeah.
And, tight wire wrapped fence and a fox broke in, dug underneath, maybe.
Well, don't keep your buddy where fucking foxes live.
Maybe it's like a farm.
Yeah.
Maybe where there's just a shitload of animals outside, and it's like
maybe I'm being judgy.
I don't think we ever learn about Lavender Brown that much.
It's either coming from Hermione's bad pet ownership, where she is just so oblivious onto anything that could possibly hurt a pet, and that's why she doesn't really care about Crookshanks hurting Scabbers, because cats chase rats on cartoons all the time. Nothing happens.
I mean, she doesn't even say the cartoon. She does just say, Ron, cats chase rats.
It's what they do.
Yeah, I can't stop this.
What if it kills
Hermione?
it?
Look, Hermione is my fucking sister. Okay, this is how my sister. She has 2 cats. Those cats can do whatever they want. No, they can't. You can train cats. You can discipline cats. They're smart animals.
That's true.
That's a bad cat owner.
I think in this specific situation, it's just a little twisted because Hermione is being skeptical about the fact that this was like seen, right?
Absolutely.
Like, it's not old. It was newborn. It was healthy. You weren't expecting it to die. Like, of course, that would be a bad thing, but you weren't like actively waiting for that to happen. Yeah. And so she was pointing that aspect out, but also, like you said, that's to a grieving person. Yeah. So that makes you an asshole.
Yes. Ron is absolutely right. She's not wrong. She's just an asshole.
So I love her reasoning, but I don't love how she did that too. I'm like,
okay.
Like Jade said, your pet just died. Have some fucking sympathy.
No, you wait till she walks away and then you turn to your friends and you go, that's a crock of shit, right?
That too. Talk behind her back. That honestly, that's better.
100%. That's what you're expected to do, but you don't say it publicly to her face, because then you're a dick.
Not while she's crying.
No.
Yeah. Oh, when did it happen? Just now. I have the dead rabbit's body in my hands. Let me tell you why you're wrong. Yeah. Well, class starts and Harry starts getting kind of nervous because he's just not sure how he is going to bring up Hogsmeade to McG. And then she solves his problem and brings it up herself. Just a wonderful little moment of Neville raising his hand and saying that he thinks he lost his slip. And McGonagall telling him, hey, your grandma actually mailed it to me.
We saw this coming.
If I was Harry at that point, I'd be like, lost permission slip. Okay.
Harry approaches McG and he decides to go with, my aunt and uncle forgot to sign the form because they don't know about Hogwarts stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And this, of course, is shot down immediately by McG. She's not falling for this. He keeps saying, well, just if you say I can go, and then I love the sass. McG is always sass. And she goes, but I don't say. So fuck off.
Okay, McG, I get what you're saying, but also, and I know, you don't know that I know, but there's some other shit going on. And so at this point, if you're also going to be the teacher that gets me an unasked for, unsolicited broom on my first year so I could play for the team.
True.
Be a stickler on the rules, but also be a fucking team player, though. Let me know what's going on. Be the teacher then to say, look, I can't because blank.
Hey, McG, do you want me to be Seeker again this year?
Yeah.
You want me to continue to be Seeker?
Oh, shit.
Huh? What if I resign? Huh?
Yeah.
How about I get to go to Hogsmeade, okay?
I think part of it is just he chose the wrong excuse because forgot to sign implies that they knew they had to sign.
Yeah. And then didn't.
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah. We can get into it now. Harry self-reported.
Yeah.
He did the worst thing because even later, Dean Thomas was like, hey, man, I will fucking forge it for you.
Yeah.
But you can't now. You already self-reported.
You've produced the document unsigned saying, look, it didn't happen.
You go up to McG as vague as possible, right?
Let her assume and then fill in details from her assumption.
Mine, I don't have it on me.
What if I didn't have my slip?
Yeah, what
if I don't have my slip?
What if my friend, Rary Rodder, he's in Ravenclaw, you don't know him. But he was afraid to ask Flitwick. But I told him I would ask you.
Yeah. Would you sign a sheet? The answer is no. Cool. Okay.
Okay. I'll tell him.
Maybe he'll find it. Hopefully he'll find it.
But when she shoots it down, inevitably, then you go the other way. You have the guy forge it, and you say, "But I have this one for one Perry Hodder," and slide it across the table real slow.
I mean, we're in a school of wizards. You go up to one of the upperclassmen. You say, "I'm gonna slip you like 4 galleons." To put a spell, because there's got to be some way to illegally forge something correctly.
Harry's got the money. Fred and George, just go to Fred and George.
Yeah.
Hey, let's tighten up the timeline here. Harry, go to Fred and George right now instead of talking to McGee. Yeah. Why was that not your first option? Yeah. Fred and George, how do I forge a document?
100%.
Like, come on, man, use your resources.
They're family, obviously. Well, that's your main. Family. I like the way that you put it, like resources. Like, just think what it is you need. Who's an expert at that?
Yeah. Hey,
they're right there.
Think of the solution, not the problem.
There you go.
You could have still got, like I said, you could have still gone to McGee, but with vague information. Feel her out. Massage her a little bit. She not feeling it. You'd back off. You go another route.
Now, here is the thing: is Harry's resources might not be the best, because Ron just immediately says invisibility cloak, and then Hermione very quickly reminds him that Dumbledore very specifically called out, do not try to use an invisibility cloak to try to get past the Dementors. And then didn't apparently look right at Harry, but like we all knew.
But yeah,
he looked at
that
Harry.
Was obviously implied. And I mean, think about what Weasley's dad said to him. Don't go sneaking around like you fucking do every year, because which implies that him and Dumbledore have probably had a conversation.
Oh, absolutely.
Dumbledore already knows about the invisibility cloak. So like, dude, of course.
Yeah. Percy decides to cap it all off in just the worst way by saying that Hogsmeade isn't all that great anyway. Well, yes, the sweet shop is rather good, but the joke shop is frankly dangerous, and yes, the Shrieking Shack is always worth a visit, but apart from that, waste of time.
Fuck you, Percy.
Well, if Percy says something is frankly dangerous, I want to go there.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Like
the joke shop is dangerous?
Yeah. And the sweet shop, if he even admits the sweet shop is good, that means the sweet shop is the greatest thing on earth.
And look, Percy is a stickler. Even sticklers love candy. But if he's a guy that's so serious that he's got time for nothing but work, if even he can take the time for some sweets from that place, you're missing out, dude. Why mention everything item by item that he's going to miss? It's just going to make it worse.
Plus, any kid wants to go to a candy store, and it's always nice to get candy from a candy store, but it's nothing like going to pick out your own. Like if someone comes back and they're like, I stopped and got you all this candy. You're like, hell yeah, candy, but also...
Yeah.
I wish I got to see all the candy.
I would have had twice that. I wouldn't have got this.
Yeah.
I would have,
We just see how the social awareness was divided amongst the Weasley children. Percy's all about work. He's not a people guy. Ironically, the worst kind of person to be in charge is Percy. But Ron could be in charge of some shit.
We get to Halloween morning, and Harry is depressed. I mean, we knew this was happening. It's Hogsmeade, and he can't go. And Hermione and Ron, they reconciled to try to cheer him up. So at least Harry's, depressed state caused one good thing. Ron and Hermione aren't fighting anymore. And they tell him that they'll bring him back, loads of treats like, we were just talking about. And, one last goad from Malfoy as all the kids are walking out the door. And he asks Harry if the reason he's not going is because he's scared of Dementors, because, he tends to pass out.
I would have looked him straight in the eye and been like, yeah, I don't feel like passing out. That is a medical condition.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for bringing that up.
Malfoy, that's medical harassment. Okay, sir, I'm going to need you to calm down.
Or you say something like, I'm terrified of Dementors. And if you weren't a complete idiot, you probably would be too.
Well,
if you weren't a pansy little pussy, then you would have had some experience in your life that would cause you to hate Dementors too. But you obviously don't have a problem with them because you've had a nice, soft little life, soft boy.
Well, and we do know from Fred and George that he did come run screaming into their compartment on the train.
Yeah.
When he knew there was the Dementors on board. So we know Malfoy was terrible, but it's classic Malfoy.
He's just peacocking right now.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, yeah, I believe Pansy Parkinson's was mentioned to be around that area, so I think he's peacocking.
Okay. It all makes sense then, yeah.
Well, Harry heads back to the common room and he tries to relax, but the common room is full of first and second year students and then some older students who, and I love this observation from Harry, who obviously must have visited Hogsmeade enough already, because otherwise, why would they be here?
Oh, yeah.
Like Hogsmeade is such the place to be that the only reason you might not be there is because you're too young or you've just had enough.
You're bored.
Yeah. Colin Creevey invites Harry to hang out with him, which I think is a pretty nice thing. Like, Harry is all alone. His two closest friends are gone. All of his outlier friends are gone. And then he's like, hey man, come hang out with us. And then Harry just big leagues him and says, no, I got to go do homework. What if it would have been awesome hanging out with those kids?
Yeah.
Like, they're 1 year younger than you. It's not like they're not 8.
Yeah, they're not so young that it's a little bit annoying.
Yeah.
But also to shut them down with, no thanks. I'd rather do homework.
Yeah. At least say something about wanting to get something to drink,
or having an obligation of some kind.
Or
I would love to, but I can't now.
An obligation to go,
or go get a book from your. Oh. I mean, they came in. He came in, was like, I gotta study, and walked right back out.
Yeah.
Like, okay, then why'd you even come here? No, he's just being a dick. Also, give him 5 minutes. That kid obviously was going, come sit with me and my friends, because then I'll be the coolest fucking kid in this group, because I brought Harry Potter over here.
Give him the rub.
Yeah, let him be.
Oh, Colin? Yeah, Colin and I have been friends for a whole year now. Yeah. Well, no, I thought you were going to say that he had an obligation to go get, maybe a butterbeer of his own somehow. Because look, I'm not going to lie. I kind of feel like I kind of want a butterbeer right now.
That does sound delicious.
We don't have that, but I think maybe we just take a quick little break while Harry traverses to wherever he may. And we'll be back right after this. And we're back. And I just wanted to point this out real quick because I want to make sure this gets mentioned. I love that Harry got sass from McGee earlier. He's also now gets sass from the fat lady, because when he leaves the common room, the fat lady yells at him and said, what was the point of waking me up?
Yeah, she was sleeping.
She was sleeping when he walked in a minute ago. Yeah, Harry, come on, man. Be a little bit considerate. They're not alive, so to speak, but clearly they have lives.
It does kind of make the point about what he just did to Colin a little more clear, too. When you came in here on purpose, there was a whole password and everything. And then when he was like, hi, you're like, actually, I'm just leaving.
Yeah.
No, you weren't.
Yeah.
Well, and hey, I mean, maybe this is a little bit of instant karma, because he immediately runs into Filch and they have a little bit of a spat. And as he heads towards the owlry, he runs into Professor Lupin, who invites Harry in to see a new Grindylow. Just in case you were wondering, are water demons with some weak-ass fingers. Because they have long fingers, and Lupin tells him you just got to break their fingers.
Also,
snap their fingers right off.
Yeah, that's all. That's how you get rid of them.
Harry, would you like to come see my water demons?
Here's the thing, Nate. It works.
Take me to your creepy basement, sir.
Cool
I'll go see your.
Fuck yes, I want to see a water demon.
You know what?
Yes. The answer is always yes.
Exactly.
Maybe the answer is right in front of us as to why they're doing all of this. I know they have a book that's following all of these creatures, but also, what if Hagrid was just like, yo, Lupin, I can't fucking have these things in my classroom right now, not after what just happened.
Oh, Hagrid pre-ordered them and now passed them off to Lupin.
Yeah,
so he's like, I can't use them.
I have a schedule of stuff coming through. I can't use them right now because I'm in some hot water already. do you want to just use them for your lesson plans this year? Like, scrap what you were doing, make sure you hit the high points, but like, just do this.
Instead of having the students learn how to take care of it, we can have the students practice killing them.
Maybe.
I do question Hagrid's ability to pre-plan that far ahead, but that's my new headcanon. I like that.
There is a lot more magical creatures in Defense Against the Dark Arts, and Hagrid's lessons, they went out the window. So, I mean, hey, makes sense.
Harry gets greeted to the water demon, and then Lupin asks if we want some tea, and then decides to make a little joke saying that, hey, I don't have any leaves, I only have bags, but I'm thinking you've probably had enough tea leaves already.
Yeah.
So he gives him a tea bag.
Yeah. Jade.
Continue.
We are in our 30s. You shouldn't have made that joke, and I shouldn't have laughed at that. And anyway, McG narks about Harry getting divinationed from Trelawney to Lupin, which is kind of like, I love, because it's like, oh yeah, the teachers they're fucking gossiping.
Yeah, they're chattering. And I mean, so Harry, obviously, he thinks about bringing up the dog.
Yes.
To him. And then he thinks better of it because he's like, no, they're already chattering. They're already fucking watching me. I don't also then want to say, hey, I'm having death omens and make this prison I'm in even more secure.
Yeah.
Well, and also it would end the book too soon. You know, it'd cut through a lot of chapters.
Right.
So Harry decides instead to ask why he could not face the Boggart. Why did Lupin step in? And Lupin says, well, I thought it was obvious. We can't have Boggart Voldemort, which is, of course, Boggermort, in class. And this stuns Harry because Lupin not only said the truth, because that's what Harry suspected all along.
Yeah.
But that Lupin said Voldemort. He did not say he who must not be named.
Yeah, he's not afraid to say the thing. Harry reveals to Lupin that he's handled Voldy twice now.
Yeah.
So, like, this is the new scary thing.
Well, and also what's, maybe interesting is that Harry's been through a lot in his life, but you would assume that when you're being attacked by the Dementors, the worst parts of your life that you're remembering would maybe be when you met Voldemort not that long ago, like scary moments like that.
True, yeah.
But
right.
It's not about Voldemort. It's about his parents' death, which is a lot darker, sadder.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, it wasn't about teenage spiritual ghost weird thing Tom Riddle and a basilisk that attacked you last year. Yeah. That was pretty fucking scary too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he immediately goes back to dying parents, and the Dementors were the ones that brought that up.
Yeah.
You know, Lupin even remarks that, this is a wise thing. Harry doesn't fear death, he fears fear. If you show me a monster, that's not scary. But when it pops out randomly with a loud noise attached to it, that's scary. Yeah. But it's not the monster. It's the act of scaring me that's scary.
Also,
and that's why you hate haunted houses.
It was actually quite nice.
Harry, the last time he saw Voldemort as in like Voldemort, he was attached to the back of some dude's head and then he turned into like smoke.
That's true.
So, I don't know. Him and Lupin should just have some chit chats and so he could be like, Voldemort?
Yeah.
He doesn't actually look that scary, bud.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Just be like, hey, man, I'm glad you can say his name. More people should, because he's really, I don't know what the big fuss is.
Yeah.
I survived.
Yeah.
But everyone does. I've survived 3 times. Well, Snape interrupts the little powwow that Lupin and Harry are having here, and he is carrying a smoking goblet. And Lupin thanks Snape for making the potion. And, Snape lets him know, hey, I got, full cauldron back at the office if you need it.
I love this. When Harry's watching this, because Snape is just the way he is, he enters the room and, sets it for him. He's like, hey, I made you a potion. And, man, I would have fucking died if Lupin was like, thanks, babe. You know what I mean? Just like Snape's weirded out because Snape doesn't do nice shit for anybody. Yeah. But here he is bringing you fucking medicine and taking care of you. Like, what's going on here? Hey, this is fine. There's nothing wrong. But like, it is what it is.
Yeah, potion, Lupin.
Two young single guys. I get it.
Yeah. Thanks, Daddy.
Yeah.
Give him a little wink and a
Yeah.
I knew there was some kind of tension here. I didn't know it was sexual.
But then Snape is all weirded about it because he comes in and there's a student sitting there like, oh, I thought it was sexy time or whatever. That's not happening now.
Let's be honest. Guarantee you there's some fan fiction of that out there right now.
Definitely.
We are probably not the first ones to stumble upon that specific scene. Once Snape leaves, he says, like, what are you doing with that potion? And Lupin, says, hey, the potion is to make him feel better. And he's very lucky that Snape is such a good potion maker because apparently this is not a simple potion. So he's pretty glad that Cerberus is willing to help him.
Yeah, making Harry feel a little. I mean, you're supposed to not like him, but at the same time, he's also supposed to be like a well-respected dude in his field.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, and Harry, even after this, he kind of continues to mansplain to Lupin here that, Snape would potentially do anything to get the Defense Against the Dark Arts job. Anything.
This is such a 13-year-old talking to an adult because,
anything.
Like, hey, check your drink, anything.
Yeah.
that drinks don't smoke. Check the drink, Lupin.
Yeah.
Is it supposed to do that?
And the teacher is sitting there like, yeah, because my coworker is going to poison me very blatantly.
In front of you. Yeah, with a witness. Yeah, 100%. Yes. Well, Snape's that evil.
Yeah.
And, Lupin has knocked down a few drinks and he makes a very unfortunate comment that sugar cancels out the effects of the potion.
Yeah, can't make it any better.
That's not good.
Lupin is actively telling Harry that, yes, it's medicine, but no, I am unable to robo-trip on it. Or I believe the other term was scissorp, where you put syrup in it to sweeten it, and then you just drink a whole bunch. I want to be very clear. Both of those things are very, very bad to do.
That's what I was thinking put a shot in there or something to at least make it worth it.
Turns out we found out who the square on the podcast is.
You both know that's not true.
Well, look, much like this conversation right now, I would like to get out of it. And Lupin, in fact, pulls a... Well... Probably about time for me to get back to work then, Harry. So,
get the fuck out of my office, please.
Yeah, why don't you maybe just get on down the road?
Go on, skedaddle, get.
And this is fine because not long after this, after Harry and Lupin part ways, Ron and Hermione return with all of the candy.
It's a good haul. I mean, it had to be because if it wasn't, Harry was going to be so fucking disappointed. Like, you guys knew I wanted to go. I couldn't go. You guys got like buttloads of fucking candy. And so the only way I'm going to really feel good is if I get to have said candy, ride that sugar high for about an hour or so and crash and sleep hard.
Would have been helpful if you gave us your money pouch or whatever, but that's fine.
That's a good point. They don't mention that. Harry should have floated him like, hey man, here's 12 galleons.
Yeah.
Go ahead and spend 4, but 8's mine. And give me 8, okay? Mm-hmm. Give me a good 8 galleons of candy.
That is fucking hilarious. Like, you get him this huge bucket of candy.
13-year-old.
Like, hey, just so you know, that was like $25 or so. And Harry's like, Cool. Thanks.
Cool. Thank you for paying that.
That's good to know. That's good to know for me in the future when I go.
Oh, so I should bring more galleons when I go. Wow. Thanks for telling me. I have plenty of galleons, so it won't be a problem. But that would have sucked.
That's fucking hilarious.
Maybe they're
like Dewey Cox, and he never bought drugs. Not once.
Well, he immediately asks Ron and Hermione how Hogsmeade was, and they tell him about butterbeer.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, it was okay, I guess.
They tell him about the joke shop, they tell him about the candy shop, and they tell him about the post office. And I would just like to point out that one of those things is really not like the others.
But there's owls.
There is a lot of owls. It is not the same as what our post offices are, but still.
Yeah, no, this is 100% Hermione's OCD coming through where like they were all labeled and colored and organized and it was fucking awesome. We're talking about a system that works.
Well, and then Harry decides to tell them that he almost witnessed a murder and lets them know that Snape brought in a smoking goblet and then Lupin just drank it like apparently an idiot. Snape's up to stuff, man. You got to watch out for him.
So Harry is effectively national news where it's just hyped up. Like, what happened?
Yeah,
I witnessed a fucking murder. Like, what actually happened?
Hey, Harry.
I had some nice warm cocoa with Lupin and saw Snape for a second.
Hey, Harry, what's been going on today? Horrible news. Horrible news coming out of the third corridor.
Apparently Lupin and Snape are fucking each other now. And they're like, what? And they're like, yeah.
I'm pretty sure Lupin doms Snape. I'm pretty sure, guys.
He brought him hot cocoa and then said, here, babe.
Lupin slapped him on the ass. Slapped him on the ass on the way out. And then he winked at me. He knew I saw.
Oh, Lupin.
No.
That was horrible. It was so bad.
I don't know. I bet you at least one person liked it. I bet you there's at least... yeah. Hey, I'm singling that out. That's going to get released as its own clip one day.
Fuck.
Well, they make their way to the Halloween feast. It's a wonderful feast. Harry does kind of notice that Snape's eyes are like flickering a little too much towards Lupin, batting them eyelashes.
Speaking about bats, I just want to say, I'm pretty sure that they said that there was bats and streamers flying through the air. Like the streamers, like orange ones that you would hang up, but they were like flying like snakes and shit. And that's cool.
Yeah, the Great Hall had been decorated with hundreds and hundreds of candle-filled pumpkins.
Oh, that's what it was.
A cloud of fluttering live bats and many flaming orange streamers, which were swimming lazily across the stormy ceiling like brilliant water snakes. I should have brought that up the first time I said Great Hall, because, yeah, we have, smart lights here in our podcast studio, and we have it to like a dim yellowish tint, and it like kind of sets the mood, and it's great.
Yeah.
This is a great Halloween atmosphere that we're going into.
The equivalent to this down here would be taping some streamers to a ceiling fan. That's about as close as we could get. There's like travel and waft about the room and look awesome.
Trying to set it at the lowest setting to just kind of just barely get him. Yeah.
I just have the only thing with the bats is I would prefer them to be like up higher, right?
Away.
Right?
And
but
not over my specific taste.
Well, we talked about this. The owl's butthole's closed.
I'm not even talking about that because we already have that established. That's already established.
Oh, those bat buttholes are clenched. 100% are clenched.
Has to happen.
Yeah.
But there's a logistical issue because canonically the Great Hall is lit by the candles that are floating. So if they're up above the candles where I would like them to be, they would potentially be getting burned.
Catch fire.
Yeah, or at least getting warm from the candles. And if they're underneath the candles, too close.
So maybe no bats then for you.
Yeah, I don't know. I just,
bats.
if we could, maybe there's like a
real
force
pumpkins,
field.
LED bats, CGI bats.
Maybe a force field for the candles so they can't get burned. Then they're safe. As long as the bats are safe, it's okay.
They probably have that.
Yeah.
They probably have it to where you can put when you put the candle, like the candle's probably in the pumpkin. There's probably no cutout on the lid of the pumpkin.
I bet you surrounded the candles with pumpkins.
That's what I'm thinking. Like it's just there, which means the candle is not burning the pumpkin,
which would protect the.
So I think your whole worry here, I think is already solved.
Okay, cool.
I think canonically, I think those are heat protected pumpkins.
Okay, cool.
Or they're just roasting, and that's what they use in the pie later.
Hey guys, 'cause magic.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna edit it to where all of that's gone and it's just you going, 'cause magic.
It's magic.
I won't. But this feast and this atmosphere is so good that Malfoy can't even ruin the mood because he is across the hall yelling at Harry about Dementors, because if there's one thing a bully loves, it's beating a dead horse.
Mm-hmm.
So the feast ends. The trio make their way to the common room, but there is a bit of a traffic jam. Percy makes his way to the front and then tells someone in a pretty frantic and panicked voice to get Dumbledore quick.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's a fucking problem.
Get Dumbledore quick. He lost his pompous voice.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, we're not even talking like, go get McG. Go get Dumbledore.
Yeah, go get top dog.
Yeah.
And I mean, for Percy, it's not about him right now.
Yeah, he doesn't want the glory.
Excuse me, somebody, please listen to the boy in charge. It's just like, no, this is apparently
an emergency now.
It has to happen quick.
Yeah.
And it's good to see, because I historically dislike Percy a little bit. When it's important, that pompous air goes away.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to it, you can trust Percy.
It also lets you know, though, something broke through him deep enough to where he's not even worried about that, which makes you immediately on edge.
This is the real Percy.
Yeah.
So why? What happened that was bad enough?
The dude that's always pompous isn't pompous. That's not good. Drastic 180 changes are never good. Well, Dumbledore does arrive quickly. They can see that the fat lady's portrait has been slashed.
Slashed?
Yeah. Do the thing.
What? What thing?
It's in the notes.
It's in the notes.
Oh, there's been a slashing.
Like there's been a firefight. Like Boondock Saints.
I was like,
come on, man. I thought that was plenty.
Okay, hang on. A point of order. One, there's no slashing in Boondock Saints.
I was confused too.
Two, nobody's firing a gun or doing anything of the sort. That would imply that this was the scene that you wanted me to think of. And three, I don't really have a three.
You got started on a numbers thing. I get it.
And C,
Peeves teases what happened because apparently he was the only eyewitness, which not a great start to our crime scene.
No.
Well, not a great development, because the start was, the slashing.
Well, the one guy who's seen the thing is fucking annoying and hard to deal with.
Yeah, a literal poltergeist.
Yeah, exactly. That's his job.
He's not like a poltergeist. He is a poltergeist.
Could you imagine that dude in a courtroom?
No, I really can't.
It would be the worst.
I think it would be bad. Well, he does at least have some respect for Dumbledore, it would seem, because everyone notices that the fuckery has been turned down quite a bit,
considerably, when Dumby's around,
and he finally admits that it was, in fact, Sirius Black outside the common room with the knife that slashed the fat lady. Like Clue,
terrible.
Though. It's like
Terrible.
Clue. I did it like Clue.
Yeah, we find out that she didn't let him in, and then he got mad about that. And
as you do.
Yeah,
as
so
you do.
He attacked her, and she fucking ran away.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, it's just, he's got a nasty temper, that Sirius Black. He's got a nasty temper.
I mean, okay, so here's the thing. Sirius Black has been in the school, supposedly. Peeves, of all people, just told you this. Is he fucking with you, or is he telling you the truth? It's a serious thing to fuck around about Sirius Black. But, like, what's our gauge here? Do we think it was really him, or is Peeves just fucking around?
Because we see the tone and behavior shift when Peeves is talking to Dumbledore.
Because of Dumby.
I think you take him seriously. In the same vein of Percy losing the pompousness, Peeves lost the poltergeist and just became kind of annoying. Yeah. So, like, that's a big deal. Peeves did a 180. You pay attention when people do a 180.
And there was a slashing, which means he had a knife. And
somebody did that to the fat lady. Yes. I doubt very much a student would have done that.
Which is because he was angry. I mean, all she had to do was just, like, walk out of her painting and be like, you ain't getting in there. Bye.
True. Yeah. She's not a morning person.
No, and
so like she probably got woken up and probably sassed him. And it's like at that point, like, yeah, it's kind of her fault. Like, just say no and then go away.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Like,
I'm just saying, like,
avoid the knife.
Well, because I was thinking about it and I was like, okay, it's kind of a weird. It's kind of a weird thing that you have not a person, but what represents a person standing there. So they could be threatened with a knife to be like, let me get in or I'm going to slash you. But really, that's not really not really a threat to a painting, because she could just be like, I'm going down to see my friend. I'm going to go over there in this other painting and I'll be fine.
Well, and I mean, we kind of find this out more so in the next chapter, but this isn't really a spoiler, so I think it's fine. But apparently, when the fat lady is gone, like, that magically seals the common room. Like, there's no, it's not like slashing the fat lady means you can just pop the pop the
Get
portrait
in at
open.
that point, right?
Yeah. So like that's just frustration. That's not an attempt to get in.
Yeah,
that is just an angry action.
We know that if she's not there, you can't get in. I guess that's what I say either. Like,
and if the portrait's damaged, I'm sure that absolutely magically seals it. It's like, oh, physical attempt?
Yeah.
In a school of magic? You dumbass. Like, you're for sure not getting in now. Well, look, I think we're about at how we feel about it, but maybe all you people, all you people,
all you wondrous people,
you people,
we would love
you people
very much to know what you guys thought about this chapter or this episode. You can take your quills. Write us a letter and send it by owl post to podcastatt@gmail.com. And you can follow us. You can follow us on our social medias over on Facebook at Podcast ATT. And if you really enjoyed this episode and you wanted to support us, you can go to patreon.com/podcastatt and make a pledge of any amount there. We sure would appreciate it. We've got a lot of stuff there for you to enjoy, and we've got many, many more of these episodes on the way. With that said, I would like to thank you all very, very much for listening, and we'll see you real soon.
Real soon. Bye.
I mean, it'll be soon.
I know. I don't know.
In a week.
I know.
Do you always say we'll see you real soon?
Yeah, he does.
They're listeners.
You don't listen to the podcast, do you? Wow.
I do, but now I'm like,
what a fake.
Hold on. I swear I listen. My friend listens.
You'll hear us real soon.
All right, bye.